Welcome, everybody, to our discussion. This is video podcast number 4, and we are an extension of the Facebook group, Type 1 Diabetics for 50 Years Plus. And all discussions are open and unedited, and these are the participants' personal experiences and expressed comments or opinions, and are not to be taken as medical advice of any kind. Always check with your doctors before making any changes to any of your medications or therapies. We are joined again by my lovely wife, Karen, and the beautiful Marcy. And our special guest today is Keith Patterson. So Karen is a 59-year type 1. Marcy is a 52-year type 1. And Keith is a 63?
Correct.
All right. Welcome,
63
everybody.
and a half, you want to be technical.
Great to have you here, Keith. You were one of the ones that when we first started this video cast, you were on me like right away. Include me in this. I want to talk to me in this. Interview me in this. I want to be part of this.
Yep. I just think since COVID, getting together with others is something we've lost. And it's very slowly starting to come back. And I find that the Facebook chat, just reading the message, I don't read them all but any sessions like this that I can join, like the JDRF Let's Talk, which is usually the fourth Wednesday of every month, and their education the fourth Thursday of every month, or anything else from Diabetes Canada. I take part in them. So just to share a bit of background and information that I have and how I've survived.
Excellent. It's I know Karen and I have had the opportunity to meet with you and your lovely wife, Bernice.
Right.
They actually live about 45 minutes just north of us. That's kind of cool. So, but I know that even at that time, this whole group was something that was, really good for you and something that you latched onto right away, and were able to, kind of believe in what we were doing.
I wasn't quite as fast as Marcy because I think I'm somewhere around 400 to join. So
I think I was number 4, I think. I
yeah,
hopped
like I
right
said,
in.
I wasn't quite as fast as you.
Well, I've only had it for 52 years. Maybe that was the difference, right?
Well, no, that's, if you don't see it, I don't know how, because they're just across Facebook, but like somehow it come across the screen, and I says, okay, this sounds good, and I clicked on it, and that's where we started from.
Right.
I don't know if that's the way the advertisement is. It's just posted on Facebook. I don't know how Dell does it, but
Sometimes I think it's just 1-800-DEL.
Yeah. Calling all T1D.
And your only qualification for the group is you've had to manage this and self-manage and fully medicate yourself to stay alive for 50 years. How's that? That's the only qualification.
Yeah, you just got to have that 50 plus.
That's right. Not 50 years of age. It's got to be 50 years plus with T1D. Yes.
So,
I guess.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I just have to get the calculator ready to do the math on here.
So I think, again, this session is, Karen is the only one that's on Omnipod. I know Marcy's Medtronic, and Keith is?
Medtronics.
There we go, another Medtronics. And how are you liking the technology, and how is it all working for you?
Well, I like it. I'm just waiting for the upgrade the end of March to the 780. I've been talking to them, and that's when my 5 years is up with ADP. So I guess I could pay to go upgrade sooner, but coming into surgery, it's just not worth changing technology for, I was hoping to do it earlier, but they said, no, I couldn't do it. So I'll wait to the end of March.
So you're on the 770, Keith, or
No, I'm on the 670.
the 670? Okay.
If I'd had been on the 770, I just could have upgraded to the 780.
Right. That's what I did.
And like on Wednesday night, we were at a Medtronics get together, just information for the 780. And it was just drop in. And there might have been a dozen diabetics there. I didn't get talking to them all, but I talked to the representatives and a couple of people that are on the 780 and how they like it. And so like and then there's another fellow, I've known him who he is for years because we met about 7 years ago at a Medtronics meeting. But like the only time you see him is at a diabetic function. You don't see him anywhere else. I knew where he worked, but anytime I went to his work location, he was never around. And so then I ran into him one day last fall at Walmart, and he was busy picking up a prescription and had to get back to the job. So not much talk time. And I've asked other people, but of course now with privacy restrictions, they can't give out a number. So they said, well, I can put your name in his file and he can phone you if he chooses. So I talked to him Wednesday night and I got his number. So we'll get in contact again a little later. But like I said, it's just, he says the 780's made a difference on him. So like, that's all I'm going by. And that's what other people have told me too. And what I've read on our group here, plus the Medtronics group. And someone said, are you thinking of changing? And I says, no, because I know what we got with Medtronics, their service, their technology. That's what I've always started with, and that's what I'm going to stick with.
Hey, if
Right.
it works for you, keep it going. Absolutely. And everybody's different. And if that one worked for you, great. If something else worked for somebody else, great. And if nothing works for other people, that's great too. A lot of people are still doing just MDI, and if it's working, absolutely, that's great.
Yeah, it's just because I was on the pump back in one of the first ones in 1980 for a year. And at that time, you put so much insulin in a bottle of saline, a 10cc bottle of saline, and that's how you rationed it. It weren't at the same rate. Then for meals, you bolused, but it wasn't the fine tuning. It worked, but it just didn't work. So after a year, I gave it up, but I was still interested in it. But then, of course, I didn't have the money to buy a pump. And even we had friends offered to loan us some money, and I says no. But then once the government offered it, I was on it. And
Sorry, go ahead.
even when I phoned Medtronics for it, they said, what do you mean? We haven't heard the approval from the government yet. And it was just a friend that I met at church Sunday morning, and he says, I wish I was type 1, I'd be on that pump. And I says, what do you mean? He gave me the link, so I was on it Monday afternoon.
Yeah, wow. Isn't it amazing the way technology has gone? We were just chatting about this with Marcy a little bit earlier, where her sugars were at 144, and that's about 8 for us, and she considered that high. Years ago, for us, Karen wasn't touching anything unless it was above 17. You know what? It had gradually worked down, and now we're saying at 8. You know, that's getting kind of high. We should address it. Just the technology has kept things so much tighter.
Yeah, and like yesterday, I've had a few good days that have been in, well, 99 to 100%. But like yesterday, it ran most of the day between 6 and 8, right through to about 10 o'clock last night, and then it started to go up for some reason. But even so, it went up to 10, 9.8, but then it did a correction and it came down. But like I said, I've never had a day that ran such a straight line.
Wow. What's going on? You mentioned something about surgery. What's going on with this surgery coming up?
Well, total hip replacement, number one for the year. I'll have two of them hopefully within 6 months.
Wow.
Because I seen the surgeon back in December. He walks into the room and he says, "Which one are we doing?" Because both hips are in bad shape. They're both bone on bone.
Mm.
And I says, "Well, we're doing the right one because that's where the pain is." And he says, "Okay, I'll check in 6 weeks after surgery and we'll decide when the second one is."
So you're gonna be a new man.
Well, hopefully I move easier anyway, because like today's been fairly good. I've only taken one Tylenol, but I haven't really did that much. But some days it's up to 8 Tylenol a day.
That's not good.
No, but that affects everything. I got a taste in my mouth and dry mouth, and you just
Yeah.
don't feel. Even yesterday, I think one, two, it is 3 yesterday. That's between 8 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's the morning. If I can get through the morning, I'm usually pretty good. But if I get hit in the morning, I'm done for the day.
Well, pain is definitely not good, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
What hospital are you in, Keith?
I'll be in Peterborough.
Peterborough.
Just the overnight stay. Well, that's what they planned for. It might be 2 with the diabetes, depends how good
Yeah.
I control. But like, they're open to me wearing the pump all the time,
Cool.
because that's the first question I asked them. And they said, "Yep, the internal medicine doctor, he was very open to it. I think he's just new to the hospital here." He says, "I wish they'd go a bit further." So, and even an anesthesiologist, he says, "Yep." And I says, "Okay, where do I want to put the infusion set?" And I says, "What about putting the pump on a strap?" And he says, "No, leave the pump lying on the side of the bed, because they don't want any straps on your body." So, okay, put it on the left side and put the pump beside me. We go from there.
There you go.
All
And
right.
because today I changed the infusion set last night. I always use the long tubes, the 43-inch tubing. And today I've only got a 23, and what a difference it makes in where the infusion set is and where I keep my pump. I just can't pull it out as far out of the pocket as I used to be able to, because I guess if I pull my shirt tail out and wear around like summertime, it would be a bit more freedom. But that's just, you get used to some things and you got to change. Well, it doesn't go the same.
I've not ever used the longer tubing. I've always used the 23-inch tubing. And so, yeah, I understand.
No, but like when we got to CGM, but he says, "I'd like to know what it is at night." So I just put the pump between our pillows at night. So if it's on my right side, it's on between the pillows on the left side. So I just put it under my back and lay on it. But like, so now with a 23-inch tube, I can't put it on the opposite side.
Right, right.
So that's just something that we've come up to the habit of. She doesn't have to wake me up if she thinks I'm low. She just checks the pump. If it's not beeping, well, okay, it's good. We're going from there.
So,
Hey,
so
hey, Keith, while you're going through this, by the way, okay, if for some reason they keep you away from technology for a couple of days or so, make sure Denise has the ability to let us know what's going on. How's that?
Well, I read your text this morning about that concerning Ian, because you're paying more attention to that, because I remember seeing Ian there for quite frequently, once or twice a week, but then never really noticed it. But that
Yeah.
message today says, "Yeah, okay, we're like a family. We got to know what's going on."
We miss you guys when you're not here.
Yes, Marcy, she's a good monitor.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. I
You're welcome.
sometimes question it.
Yeah.
The recent post in the group, somebody was just awarded a 60-year medal. I know, Keith, you should have it, but we don't have it in Canada. I think it was from the UK. I think the UK has 60-year medals. I don't even think they have them in the US.
I don't
I'm not
think
sure
so.
in Australia either.
No, because I seen the list that you put it on the other day where medals are available, and I didn't see anybody with 60 years. It's 50. Some countries have 25, 50, 75,
Right.
but I didn't think there was any at 60
Yeah, I
because,
think the UK has a 60.
okay, but like we went after Phone Joslin back before Christmas because I got one from them for 50 years. And they says, well, we'll get back to you. Well, here it is a couple months later, but there is nothing for 60. So
All right, we're getting near the end of time. Any last questions for Keith here?
I was just gonna say, Keith, you look younger than I thought.
oh, well,
That's
thank
not a
you.
question, but you're welcome.
He does look great. It's just,
Yeah, thank you.
the what everybody's just seen is really just an overview of what we do when we actually do our coffee meetups too. It's just an over the counter type thing, sharing a coffee and sharing some stories and just sharing life, what it's all about.
Yeah, because there's somebody in the group, I can't remember her name. I'd have to go back through the messages. She's from the States and she's traveling with some friends from Detroit to Montreal in the summer. And I says, well, you're just a bit south of us. I says, let us know and I'll see if I can set up a meeting with Dal and Karen and ourselves somewhere around the 401.
Yeah,
She's a
absolutely.
diabetic, but her two friends aren't. So
Yeah.
So it's in her ballpark now.
There we go. There we go. Well, thank you, Keith, for joining us. Sorry this has been kind of quick at this point, but it was just great to get you on. Best of luck in the surgery, and keep us abreast as to what's going on with that.
Will do.
If the viewers out there would love to see more of these videos, just hit the subscribe button and you can see more of the 50-year plus group. All right, thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
All right. Hope surgery goes well, Keith. Take care.
Yes,
Okay, thank you,
first.
Karen.
All right, bye for now.
Bye, Marcy.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, Marcy.
Good night.
Bye.